Kevin J. Johnston here, letting you know that I just finished watching Dave Chappelle's supposedly controversial monologue on Saturday Night Live. It's about a 16-minute video where he comes out and is a little less flamboyant and less animated than he usually is. However, I laughed. I'm going to tell you this right now. What he said was funny, but many of you out there are accusing him of being unfunny. Have a look at what Dave Chappelle did. Go ahead, watch it for yourself. I'm not going to play it here. First off, I don't have the copyright for it. And secondly, I'm not going to sit through it a second time. But what I will say is that you need to have a look at what he's done. He absolutely insulted the left and the right. He insulted Biden fans and insulted Trump fans. He insulted whites and he insulted blacks. He insulted absolutely everybody through the clever use of language. And that is why, first off, I loved the video. And secondly, why I am a huge Dave Chappelle fan. There is absolutely no point calling anybody controversial when you don't understand what they've said. You're better off maybe going through it a second or a third time, or perhaps having someone smarter than you, like me, for example, explain it to you. Dave Chappelle is someone who's lived a very hard life. His family have lived hard lives. As a result of the hard life that he's lived, he is cleverer than most. He is a man who decided one day that he's had enough of everybody's BS and has chosen to say what he wants to say. And fortunately for Dave Chappelle, unlike me here in Canada, he has the right to say what he wants. He has a constitution that protects him. Whereas in Canada, if you offend somebody, you go to jail for 2 years. That's just the harsh reality of it. Dave Chappelle is someone to be admired. I disagreed with about 50% of what he said. However, he's a comedian. It's jokes. All right. And I laughed at the stuff that I disagreed with. Why? Because I'm looking at it from the standpoint of someone who's clever, who understands what a very clever man is doing to upset people who are less clever than he is. The truth is, if you're offended by anything that Dave Chappelle says, you're really not that smart. What you should be doing is educating yourself on who he is, but also the entire history of the United States, and compare your freedom of speech rights in the United States to those of countries around the world where freedom of speech doesn't exist. It's a true story. Trust me, I know. As a Canadian, former comedian, and possibly to be again, and podcaster and journalist and so on, I have spent 7 months in maximum security prisons simply because I told the truth and for no other reason. So Dave Chappelle, thank you very much for what you did. What you said was funny. I didn't have to agree with it all to enjoy what you've done. At least, Dave, I can say this. Thank you for being one of the smartest men in America.